Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be drawing faces. We are gonna learn how to draw faces, okay? This is a video I wanted to do for a very long time, and it's kind of a series of videos I want to start making here in the channel. I've done previously in the Inktober videos that I'm gonna put here a link for reference, some how-to. So you understand the concept of today's exercise or activity. Doesn't matter if you have any kind of background in art, in drawing, doesn't matter your age. I have tried this in many institutions, in many schools, in colleges, in universities, so people can basically learn the basic stuff about how to create a face, for example, and from there you can develop it as much as you want, depend of your art style. My art style, as you can see here in the channel, in the whole channel, is more cartoony, comic, simplified, okay, sometimes like manga, sometimes like Cartoon Network, sometimes like Disney. So I have my style quite defined. I don't normally do realistic, but following the same steps, you can actually do as realistic as you want, okay? And as colorful as you want as well. I am gonna be using only pencil, as you can see. Go and grab a pencil, doesn't matter what pencil it is, what type it is, something that you can draw, okay? We don't need a special material, we don't need a special paper, just grab whatever you have around the house and let's try to do this little exercise, okay? You can stop the video and in a second we are gonna start. Basically, we only need to know 3 steps to be able to draw a basic structure for a face. First of all, we do a circle like this. It doesn't need to be perfect, it doesn't need to be made very circular, it's just like this. Try to do a shape, okay? Doesn't matter if you are shaking or doesn't matter, just this is the first step to create our face, okay? As you can see, very important, I am not pressing. Not pressing is something very important when you are drawing, because if I make a mistake, I can now come here and erase something that I don't want, okay? But if I would be pressing with my fingers, pressing on the pencil, pressing on the paper like this, and that will make lines, okay, indent here on the paper. And then when we want to modify something or we want to finish the drawing, we will have that irregular texture that it is not nice when you are drawing, okay? So, first step, we do a circle like this, okay? This is the first step. And so you understand, in a head, and the best reference is your own body, this is your skull, okay? This will be your skull. Now to the second step, okay? We have this first step, and now we will want to make like some sort of a triangle here. It doesn't need to be a perfect triangle, we want a little bit of curve, okay? Something like this. And you see how the shape of the face, the shape of the head starts getting there, okay? You can do a triangle, you can do a square, you can do a circle, depend of the type of the face that you are taking as a reference, or depend of the type of your own face. This will be more pointy, more square, more round, more flat, okay? Or here a little bit more wide, for example, different shapes, okay? But step 1, step 2, we have this kind of triangle down there, okay? 1, 2, and then the third step, we want to do a line here in the middle that it will differentiate one part. It doesn't need to be perfect, anything not to be perfect here. The line will separate one part of the face and the other part of the face, and then we need to do another line here horizontal to create a cross. This we said is the skull, okay? So if you take reference from yourself, your mouth more or less should be around here, your nose should be around here, your eyes should be around here, okay? So to create a little bit of this 3D effect, or for you to situate more or less, it doesn't need to be specifically in the line, it can be here, it can be a little bit more down, okay? We will create a line here, okay? This line, horizontal, but a little bit curve, it will give us the position of the eyes, the position of the ears as well, okay? So here we have the third step, the cross, and basically we can go for this. I'm gonna be drawing the eyes of my character, smiley eyes, and then I'm gonna follow this same line that we have done to draw the ears, okay? And then with this line here, we follow the pattern to draw the nose and to draw the mouth here, okay? So as you can see, we have a basic shape, a basic structure for a face here, and then obviously you can add maybe through here, through the size of the eyes more or less, you can add, for example, a little bit of neck, okay? Like this, something very basic. And obviously with the proportions that we have here for the skull, the initial circle that we have done in step 1, okay, so you can design the type of hair that you want. For example, I want to say that this guy is gonna have the hair like this, and if you realize, I'm not pressing at all, not pressing at all. This guy I want to have kind of, I don't know, hair like this. This is just a sketching, okay, trying to figure out what kind of character I'm gonna be doing, okay? Something like this or something like this. You can have a ponytail or something like a samurai hair like this, for example, okay? Okay, this is looking very nice so far. And so we have a basic structure there, no? And let's say I'm gonna do a little bit of fine liner. You can take a pen, any pen, a big pen, a pen from your kids that they have around. And as I said at the beginning, this is a nice exercise that you can do with your kids as well, okay? You can sit next to them and teach them how to do this. Very easy, very quick. And here, because I am obviously explaining and trying to go step by step, so you know what part is what. So if you wanna do this exercise, this activity with your friends, with your family, with your kids at home, or in a party or something, or it is very easy to do, okay? So let's define a couple of things. When we have the initial sketch, that you can try multiple faces, that we can try now in a second as well, then you can define a little bit what we have, okay? So we said this is gonna be my nose, and I'm gonna add a little bit more of detail there, and then I have the mouth here, okay, and then I'm gonna do the eyes, and then I'm gonna do the ears here, okay, and follow the shape more or less, okay, that I want to represent. Like my character is cartoon, I'm representing this cartoon style, okay. We do here the neck of the top that he's wearing, okay. And then let's say I want to define, because I done a lot of sketch here. Let's do the eyebrows here on top. I want to define a little bit the hair, how it's gonna be. So let's say how I'm making hair here, cartoony. I don't want to do a closed perfect line like this. I want to maybe do without pressing, something like this, to see how I'm gonna do this. Look at the mirror. The best references that you can see in Walt Disney when they are kind of making the characters, in Warner Bros, for example, to do the cartoons, to do the expressions of the characters when someone is sad, someone is happy, they have a mirror in front of them on the desk, and they are making the expressions. You need to be a little bit of an actor, a little bit of funny, to put all the faces that you want, so you understand that by smiling this way, the eyebrow is looking like that, or when you are angry, the eyebrows are looking like this, so you make one line or another line, okay? Let's say I made some lines here, and then I wanna do like the samurai type of hair that we said at the beginning, okay? I'm not gonna do many lines, but just a few lines like this. Okay, and then let's say that there's something there to tie the hair. Okay, so this could be perfectly a drawing, a design that you are here making, okay? A little bit of facial hair, for example, little bit of lines here and there. We want a little bit more older, we can do some lines as well. some decoration here. You can add as many details as you want, okay? And as I said, I'm defining it like this, okay? Step 1, the circle. Step 2, the triangle here, kind of a triangle shape or a, rectangular shape. And number 3, the cross in the middle to situate, to put on the face the eyes, the ears, the nose, and the mouth, more or less, okay? As you can see, we can add some more details, some extra details, okay? Some lines like this. And obviously you can go now into color and start adding lines and start adding more things, okay? We could, for example, say, I'm gonna do a couple of lines here because he has dark hair, no? Like this, okay? I'm gonna paint this as well. I'm gonna kind of do some shading here, for example. So we have like a simple cartoon that if you want, for example, illustrate your own children's book, something like this, because you have a nice story and that you are doing, I don't know, with your sister, or you are doing with your husband, or you are doing with your friend, then you have some ideas and some basic knowledge on how to do things like this. Let's say, for example, what I said at the beginning. I want to have a different type of face, no? Let's start by a circle. I think it's very important to do a circle to situate the head, to situate the face, even if it is a representation that the head is bigger or the head is more round, doesn't matter, okay? But can be something like this. And then I'm gonna say, I don't want to do a triangle this time, I want to try to do like a square, no? I'm gonna do like a square because this is another type of face. And then I have this square, I have the circle, and we need to do the cross, as I said, step number 3, the cross. We have 1, the circle, we have 2, the shape for the jaw and the shape for the face, and 3, we have the cross that we are doing here. And again, we do the same. We do the same. In this line, we will do the eyes, okay, as defined as you want, okay? You can as well, there are plenty of Disney videos as well explaining how to do faces Disney style. I learned a lot when I was a kid on how to draw many things because I was following some Disney style tutorials and things like this as well, okay? So just to learn. Again, we have the line, the eyes, and then these ears are a little bit bigger, for example, like this, no? Let's say. Okay, we can start decorating here and there already like this. And then, for example, how this is more cartoon, let's say I want to do the mouth a little bit bigger, for example, okay, like this. A little bit higher as well than this one, because I'm modifying. This is just the basic layer, the basic, if you are doing it in Photoshop, you can do it in Photoshop as well, or in any software as well, it doesn't need to be with pencil, but this will be a basic layer that you have. And then, let's say, face, and for example this nose that I want in the middle, I can do a square, some sort of a square, to make a thicker nose, for example, and I say, this is a bulky guy, so the neck is not gonna be thin like this, the neck is gonna be maybe starting here at the back, okay, like more manga, more cartoony even, and he's strong, so the lines of the neck are gonna be even bigger like this, okay, and now here I have the shirt, is very large type of shirt, and he's, for example, bald. I don't want to make any kind of hair, it's gonna be like this, okay? So we will have this design. For example, we can make a little bit of beard like this, okay? No beard, my baby, he didn't shave in a couple of days, and he has this kind of 2 days type of beard, okay? Very nice, very interesting, very easy to do with your kids as well, okay? Sit with your kids, take a couple of papers, give one paper to each, give a pencil or a pen, and start drawing something like this, and they will appreciate it, because then they start lessons, they start going to class, they start going to university and everything, and there's a lot of people that I encountered that they didn't know how to form, how to shape a face, okay? As I said, this is cartoony, but if you are detailing more that we can do another one here next, you will see that you can go a little bit more realistic, okay, within the style that you want to develop, okay? Let's say I'm gonna start marking the shapes, in this case for the nose, something like this, for the eye as well. A little bit of shine there in the eye. And all of these kind of shapes to how to do an eye like this, how to do a nose like this, I can do an exercise, I can do a video as well to show you different ways of doing it, or how to do eyes, or how to do noses, and talking about the face, for example. And then you can invent your own, okay? Because if you are doing cartoon like me, you can take references from animals, and your character will be more animalistic, okay? And then, you see? Something like this. We are doing, in this case, traditional art, and I like to do traditional because nothing is perfect. If I want to have something perfect, you can go to hyperrealism, or you can take pictures of something and you have the perfection there, okay? This is like a replica of the reality. You have as well Italian, French painters from generations and generations ago, very famous, that you have studied in school, for example, that at that point they managed already to basically photocopy a image that is real, okay? Photocopy with their artistic style, with their artistic skills. Someone make a portrait very realistic, very nice, like looks like it's coming out of the painting, and I appreciate it. I love it. I spend a lot of time in the museums all the time. Every town I visit, I go to the museums, and it is something that I like. But for me, as a creative person, for me to make, I never liked it or never enjoyed it, because if I wanted that, we can already see, the classics, we can already see photography work, we can already see other people doing this kind of... So I always been interested more in the cartoony side of things, okay? So here, as you can see, we are making the hair, this cartoony guy, strong, okay, like this. As you can see, there is not much mystery to it. It is quite straightforward what I'm trying to explain here. And here we want to make a very kind of high beard, because maybe this is a bad guy, for example, okay? It's very smiley, but then when you have the basics, let's say you are doing this with your kids and you have the basics, and then you can say, oh my god, how nice it will be, for example, if this is a bad guy, we can change things, no? The eyebrows, for example, we can do like this, like thicker eyebrows like this, no? Look how the eye changes just by modifying the eyebrow like this. All of this, obviously, with pencil, with sketches first, and then defining with pen, to not mess the drawing, okay? Obviously, there's always experimentation, and there's nothing wrong about it. I show you in one of my previous videos that I'm gonna put here, honest sketchbook tour. Not a sketchbook tour that is completely finished drawings, completely beautiful drawings. It's just doodles, random sketches, random lines, okay? You can do this as well to learn. This is how you learn, basically. But let's say, what I was saying, no? The eyebrows are here, we can do a little bit of lines here as well. He's cheeky, he's bad guy, from a movie, and maybe he has like, I don't know, like a scar here. He had an accident and he has this kind of, some scars as well, fighting an animal, for example, and many things like this, okay? And then you can say, oh, I'm gonna add a little bit of dark here, like in manga, okay? You can do this like you want. This, for example, we said like a 3 days, 4 days beard, like this is scratchy, but it's not a long hair. We can paint like this, okay? And define some lines. I think you get, by these kind of notes and these kind of ideas, you get kind of the basics, the steps to create a character, okay? And I've done here 2 guys as well, and you can do, for example, when you have more practice, start defining a face without having to do all of these things. No, you can start maybe doing, let's say, something like you will do. Maybe start with the eyes, for example, but I recommend you can draw as you prefer, trying to copy. I have a drawing here, and I'm trying to copy here because I want to do a thinner face. Okay, this is gonna be my thinner face, let's say. Okay, and then, for example, we make some lines. Cartoony. Okay, all the time for me. How I like, how I enjoy drawing is cartoony, okay? But we say very basic lines to define this cartoony girl, thin neck, for example. But as well, this quick sketch, you will see that it follows the same pattern. We have this circle there in the middle, we have this a little bit more oval, more long type of triangle down here, okay, and then we have the line to do all the pieces that we need to create a face inside, okay, and then the hair, you can do the hair as you want, like this, like that, add a little bit of tone, add something else, okay, always following or trying to follow these basic steps. If you noticed, you can see here the darkness of another drawing. This is some faces that I've done as well. We have here. That is from my Lost video that I'm gonna put here. If you are a fan of Lost, the series, you can watch a review of my experience through the story that I watched recently, I never watched before, and it was interesting. So as you can see, easy, okay, and be mindful as well of, depend of more delicate, you want to do a character or maybe a girl more delicate, so probably the features of the face are gonna be a little bit more pointy, okay? You wanna do something more rude in cartoon, more square, more round, okay? We can do maybe a little bit more, for example, okay? So you know that we can change as well perspective. Let's say again, we do a circle, we do this time, it is not a rectangle, it is maybe, you know, a square, but I'm changing the shape because I want, it is the shape I'm taking as a reference, for example, in this case, is more flat here at the bottom, okay? And then I say, okay, I want the character that I'm looking a little bit from the top, for example, in perspective, no? Obviously, you can draw this, or you can even draw this smaller, because you only see the top, but let's say that we are taking this one as a reference, okay? The line, I can keep doing the line here in the middle again, okay? But then, the other line, because I made this very short, obviously I don't want to put it here, because I want the eyes to be down. I want the eyes to be here, so let's make the line down here, okay? And then, the eyes will go there. The nose, if you think that you are looking from the top, the nose will be maybe a little bit open, very tiny like this. The mouth is smaller, and then you can start defining the face like this, okay? So following the line, the ears can go there, for example, okay? Just checking like a very perspective, very high perspective, that we are looking at him like we are on top of a, I don't know, on a second floor and we see a guy on the street, okay? And then here even we can do, okay? Obviously all of this is practice. We have the hair here, for example, like this, let's say, some lines to define. Nothing perfect, as I said, nothing perfect, just some lines to define. To define the head, okay? And you see, now we have a guy there that we are looking from above. Let's say, let's define like this. All of this is the way to learn this nicely and to learn different types of hairs, different types of expressions, faces, types of bodies, walks, The easiest and the nicest recommendation I make you is take a bunch of paper, put it in your bag when you go to work, when you go to school, when you go to uni, when you go anywhere, on the weekend, a cafeteria to have something, or to chill, or to read to the library. Take a small notebook, take a small bunch of papers and a pencil and a pen, and observe people. See the different types of faces. Sometimes when I'm sitting somewhere, I don't see the person as a person. I see the person simplified. I can see these lines to create the different shapes. I can see more forms, okay, to define what I wanna draw, for example, okay. It's an exercise that you learn by doing. Okay, so I made here the hair, and then we have a little bit of here on the side of the hair to paint a little bit. Something like this. You can try to do different lines for the cross to see how you can develop the character, okay? But as you can see, I always follow the same pattern. This to explain, this to change the shape, this to change a little bit the perspective, this to simplify something with pen easier, okay? And I think by starting doing this, you have a very good beginning, a very good basic of understanding how a face is formed. Then more in advance, in another video, we can do faces looking another way, or looking from the distance, or looking like on the side, like for example, again, circle, triangle, but this triangle is on the side. Okay, if we make an imaginary line here, I move the triangle to the side. Why? Because, for example, I wanna now define a neck here, okay, like this. And then I will make my line, that is the front line here, is this one. Okay, I want the line here. And then where I'm gonna make the other line, let's say here, for example, okay, this line, little bit of perspective here, you see, and the character starts coming to life. This guy, for example, has glasses, okay, like this. Let's say it has, for example, a little bit of goatee, let's say, okay. Another day we can play with this, with the change of the face, and do the various different ones, male, female, animals even, or more cartoony, and change the style. Let's say, okay, so this guy is gonna make the hair like this, gonna have the hair like this, okay. And by learning these basics, or by teaching these basics to your kids as well, in time you will be able to simplify more things, okay? If you go to the zoo and you are looking at a lion and you already know how to do this, you're going to be able to simplify or to replicate something more real. Because if you continue working with this guy, okay, this is like this, and then this is going to be the lines, and it's going to be the hair, I want to do all the little hairs there, you can make it more realistic. You need to spend more hours drawing it, okay? For me, this is the style I like. You need to find your own style, okay? So this is an example, okay? For example, how I would do the things. Obviously, this is my way of doing things, but these are the basics. If you see someone sketching a painting, they will take the pencil like this, and they will do some lines to sketch some basic lines. So then later, you can start defining what you have, okay? Another day we can go through how to develop characters, okay? Because now we are drawing randomly. We are drawing just whatever I want here and whatever you want there, okay? I would advise that after watching this video, just, draw a page or 2 pages of random faces like this and see how it looks, how everything looks, okay? But characterization of the character is very important. The meaning of that is what we said. Oh, this is a smiley because of that. He has these scars because of that. This hair is because of this other thing. This guy, I'm gonna make like an earring there. The glasses because he is a musician that is playing this and that. Okay, maybe he has a tattoo here, for example, that I'm gonna sketch with the pencil. Whatever I want. Okay, whatever I want. And then I'm gonna situate more or less the beard, no? For example, like this. This is the hair. And then I can say as well with this, for example, oh my god, no, but I want it to be an elf. Let's say I'm gonna do the pointy ear like this because I'm gonna make him an elf, okay? Or something like that, like fantasy. I like to make them my characters more fantasy-like than realistics. You need to find what you like. Maybe you like horror, and your characters, when you draw them, are gonna be very bizarre, and very strange, very Halloweeny, for example, and even scary, okay? Maybe you only like to draw girls, for example, and you try different volumes, different shapes, okay? You need to find your style as well. Check Instagram, check YouTube, check different types of movies to see different types of styles that you like and you may want to do, okay? And there is as well in Procreate. I don't use Procreate because I never liked it. I tried it a couple of times, but I never liked it. But in Procreate as well, you have many predefined brushes that you can do like this, and it will make already hair. Or you can do like that, and it will close the line. It will not have a line like this. For me personally, when drawing, I like to see what I'm gonna do and control what I'm gonna do like this, okay? And try to do my cartoony bit, okay? But there are people who draws very nice, very beautifully, very impressive in Procreate, in Photoshop, in many softwares that you can find down there. But the basics, and how to start. Only with a pencil, only with a pen, only with a piece of paper, you can start, as you can see here, drawing some normal faces, and then kind of mysticizing them a little bit if you want, okay? Like you see here, for example, I'm painting this dark because my character, blah, 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 you know, is gonna make whatever I want. So one day we can brainstorm concepts for how to define characters as well, okay? So I think for today, you have an idea more or less on how to do step 1, step 2, and step 3, okay? So just as a quick reminder, we said circle, as you can see, quick reminder, circle, 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 without pressing. That is the first step. Second step, we do the shape here at the bottom. This is more round. This is more triangle, this is more oval, this is more square. We make the shape here, okay? Okay, like this. We have step 1, step 2, and then step 3. The cross, like this. For example, randomly, you can even do it randomly and see how it's gonna fall. The eye is gonna fall like this, it's gonna fall like this, my ears are gonna fall here, and then the mouth is gonna be here in the middle, okay? But I want it bigger, cartoony for my style, okay? Can make it like this even. And then here. Okay? Eyebrows, the neck. Maybe these ears are gonna be bigger, for example, like this, bigger. More cartoony even. And the hair is gonna be a square like this, for example. Defining things. You see, this is how a sketchbook can look perfectly. And this, for example, is more cartoony. You see? More cartoony like this. What is this guy gonna be? It's gonna be some sort of a clown, for example. It can be some sort of a clown, okay? And then square. Sketching all the time to learn shapes, to learn how to do different type of things, okay? Easy. Feel free to ask me any question that you want down below in the comment section. if you find any of the parts difficult to understand as well, ask, and I will be more than happy to explain it there. Feel free as well to share your drawings that you have tried to do, and so we can see what you have done as well. Share this with your friends, with your family, with someone who may be interested in just learn the basics. I think it's not a bad thing to know a little bit about many things, and yeah, so you can finish the work at different levels, okay, and find your own style, even hyper-realistic. But the basic first step, it will be to learn this exercise, okay, to be able to progress in your art career. And as I said, doesn't matter if you are 6 years old or if you are 90 years old, doesn't matter. This is something that you can do. Just take a pencil, try to do it, and do it with your friends and family, and do it as a game, maybe with the same instructions, how this guy is gonna look different if I draw it or if you draw it, okay? That is something very nice as well, and very interesting to try. In other videos, I can do maybe how to do a body, full body, male and female, for example, to start, but first of all, how to do the basic shapes like here. So some circles, some squares to define a full body. Okay, head, torso, legs, arms, and from there try to do like this. Maybe do 2, 3 like this, a little bit more bulky, a little bit more thin, a little bit more cartoony comic or in a posture or something. And every now and then I will be doing videos like this, I think, because I like this. I like to explain it, and I like to see what you do as well. Okay, so I think we finished for today. I could have finished the video in 5 minutes only by doing one, but I wanted to show you different exercises. Okay, I enjoy explaining, and I enjoy talking, and I enjoy teaching as well. So yeah, feel free to do the activity, to do the exercise. Okay, I'm gonna sign for today. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, you can say it as you want, and this is the Man Dragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the exercise, the activity, the how to draw a face, and yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.